Hey everyone, it's Ian. I'm here in the garage of our apartment and I wanted to show you guys the bed frame that I made. This bed frame has taken about 2 months to build and it's a queen size.
Alright guys, this might be a good a time as any to explain a little bit more from the ground up what this bed frame is made out of. This picture here is of the base itself with a 2x4 laid up on its edge with 2x6s on top with miters at the corners and a couple of 2x4s in the middle for support.
So the carcass, and I have pictures of when I was building it along the way. The carcass, if you can see, is made out of just 2x4s. 2x4s with some cavities inside.
And here you see the 2x4s I used for the cavity structures. I pre-drilled holes and used I think 3 or 3.5 inch drywall screws. This is a finished product of the cavity structure. I'm not positive on the measurements of the large openings to accommodate the drawers. Just make sure you're taking into account the thickness of the drawer slides you're using and measure your openings to fit those plus the actual drawers.
And I bought a piece of 3/8 inch or 1/2 inch plywood, cut these strips on top so that the bed doesn't fall through. There's 5 of these members running lengthwise. And the side is encased in white beadboard, and I wanted to make this as functional as possible. Installed these drawers, these pull-out drawers on either side.
And making these drawers, I went to the wood shop at my university, which is a terrific wood shop. Used 1/2 inch maple plywood. Here I am cutting the drawers, the individual drawers, using the saw stop and a dado blade to dado the edges, and then fitting them all together with glue and nails and clamps.
So moving down further towards where your head would be, we have what I call a book nook, which it's 16 inches deep. These drawers are 16 inches deep by about 24 across. This is, for storing books. You can put a flashlight there, and this is just regular trim molding. Lights that has a shade, and you can pull them out and make them any way you want. And what I wanted to do was, instead of controlling these by the switch, I want to control them by this switch on the side. I think it's easier I think they're illuminated, so it's going to be easier to find at night, and it's a larger button than having to fiddle with this little one right here. I'll go to the back side now to show you guys how this is wired up. So we have the source coming up through the headboard, and at this point, at this juncture, we have 1 line, 2 lines, and 3 lines meeting and splitting off of this one. So that's what all this wiring here is. Well, we have an outlet that's built into the headboard with 2 USB ports and 2 plugs. Outlet here, which is, these lights are plugged in the outlet. This outlet is controlled by this switch. Same thing with this one over here. The headboard is made up of this, if you can see, this is base molding, and this is just a regular casing molding. If you look at the profile here, see a piece of base, piece of casing, painted white. The top here is a 1x8, just piece of regular pine, and this is cove molding. This is another piece of base on the side here, and this is a cap, I believe. This cap is made specifically for 1/8 inch paneling. And yeah, on this side, again, we have 2 drawers and a book nook. On the very end here, actually, it's right here. So that's going to be mounted on the very end. In that configuration is a doggy ramp, because Mr. Max, who's a 14-pound wiener dog, can't jump up on the bed. So another cool thing about this bed is it's got toe kicks. So I designed it so that your shins can be up against the bed, and your toes don't get stubbed. And underneath is also some beadboard with some cracks there that I might fix a little bit later, but beadboard underneath, and I'm also going to install LED lights underneath.
And here's the finished product with the LED lights on underneath the toe kicks, and the last shot here is of a drawer open. I hope you like this tutorial, guys. I hope I gave you enough information to start a bed frame of your own. But let me know if you have any questions. And if you like this, give it a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. Thanks so much, guys.